All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's doing this. I may not be able to record. What is the deal with you? Well, you know what? We're just gonna go through, okay? Because it looks like it's working now. I don't know what's up with this thing. All right. Anyway, so it's episode 35. It's April 7th, 2024. I'm doing this early enough where this should be uploaded for April. It's getting windy outside. Okay. For April 7th, 2024. Let's see. If you are listening, notice I said listening to this on YouTube, go and you want to see the video, you need to go to the blog. And the blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com, but also look below what you think is the video, and there's a description box or something, but there's a word more. If you click the word more, it's going to open up, and then there's a link to the blog, and you click that, and the full video showing the articles and everything will be there. Okay. RSS.com fixed whatever the issue was. So that should be working again. And Spotify.com, right? There's video and audio content there under myfxbuddies.com. And that's everything. All right, so let's get into it. It was a pretty good weekend for Iraq. My, articles, according to the articles. My favorite article is this one. Al-Rafidain Bank announces the launch of the comprehensive banking system in its branches in Baghdad and Karbala. This image does not go with this article. This is the image I wanted as the thumbnail, so that's why it's there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it doesn't list the name of the banking system, but it's gotta be that new one, that Temenos, whatever, because that's the one that just happened, right? And they specifically said it's a comprehensive banking system. So they are spreading, like I said, they would be connecting more and more branches to that, or more and more banks to that system. And it looks like they did. And it says Al-Rafidain announces the launch of the comprehensive banking system in these branches, right? An important step to abandon paperwork and move completely towards electronic transformation. The bank confirms that the plan for digital transformation and blah, 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 blah is electronic transformation in financial transactions, reducing episodes of red tape for citizens and reducing time and effort in completing citizens' transactions. And that is all of what they brag about. Brag is so good about all of the newfangled digital stuff, right? Okay, this is pretty big for some people. The World Bank, and this title is so miscommunicated, I guess. But so the World Bank is saying the FA port will lose Iraq on path to global trade. But what it's really saying is, with with this port, well, here, let me just read this. The World Bank expected today, Saturday, so that was yesterday, that Iraq will enter the global trade route once the large port of Fa is operational. That's my phone, not yours. So yeah, the World Bank's person who represents Middle East and North Africa region, he tweeted, Iraq will be placed on the path of global trade between East and Europe, which will provide opportunities for them. So there's so much. This RV is just the beginning. Them getting their money back and being welcomed back to the global economy is just the beginning. There's so many projects. I mean, it's just unbelievable what is going to happen for them. And there's just some little things in the way, right? Anyway, all right, so here they announced, which I'm not sure why they made such a big deal out of this. They announced this earlier in the week, but this weekend, with the highest annual interest, the Iraqi central bank issues bonds to contain inflation, and experts advise purchasing them. So that was just one. They go 6% or 8.5%. It's mostly for the citizens of Iraq. But what did they say? It's also to attract and encourage capital outside the banking system, right? And then they have one other. So they explained how it works, kind of, there. And then here's another article. A good investment. What is the goal of the Iraqi central bank in issuing financial bonds with high annual interest rate? So they want more people to invest in Iraq and get that money out of their homes, right? Oh no. Oh, okay. I heard a noise. I thought it was my phone, but it's the TV. All right, so there, yeah, and then it has a little more detail, but again, that's mostly for the citizens of Iraq, but it's showing forward movement. They're moving forward on the things that they're able to, right? Okay, lots about Iran. Here, the European Union removes an Iranian company from the sanctions list. So that's got to be good for Iran. We probably don't like it, the United States. Well, let me say, certain people in the United States probably don't like it. Remember, there's still that group, the group of senators that doesn't want Biden to meet with Soudani because they feel Soudani is allowing the smuggling and what's the other word? I can't think of it, but they're allowing Iran to get money through, them. All right. And Iran sends a message to the Security Council and the UN regarding the attacks that took out, their top general people. And the UN's like, oh, we'll get back to you on that. They want them to come out and call the crimes heinous acts, right? You see that? And insist on attacks like that are destabilizing security and stability, but they're not being received well. Surprise, surprise. And then I think I was saying in the last podcast that there was at least 2 groups that I was aware of delegations from Baghdad or Iraq, in Iran, right? So here, but this one, the Minister of Interior and the Iranian ambassador discuss coordination and joint cooperation between the 2 neighboring countries. And that was on Saturday. So yeah. And then there were what's that group called? Iraqi resistance. No. Islamic resistance in Iraq, which is, they know, Iranian backed. They claim to have done some things to Israel this weekend. But I don't know how to confirm, because of course Israel isn't going to come out and go, oh yeah, they did that to us. They hit an oil field and they disabled, whatever. So I don't know. All right, then there's articles, but not here on the blog about that. Okay, everyone loves Maliki, right? No, but he's in the news. Maliki warns of potential World War III amid escalation between uh, Israel and Hamas. Yeah, so they talk about that. And then, so he was interviewed. That's why he was talking about that. Oh, and also they did some kind of ceremony yesterday. There was some kind of injustice done to these people, these Fayli Kurds. I don't know how to say that. I think it was like a bunch of them got slaughtered, um, because they were showing a bunch of pictures, but not like just, they were like billboard sized pictures of a whole bunch of people, and it was a ceremony. So that's probably where they interviewed him at, was that ceremony. Okay. And then the Americans are consulting Iraqi politicians, and Maliki is at their head. So this is probably a person that, well, this is the state of law, this is Maliki's coalition. So yeah, they were like, America's over here just wilding out. And guess who's the number one person they keep talking to? Maliki. But you have to take that with a grain of salt, right? Because that's Maliki's people. So of course they're going to say that. But she does meet with him. There she is. That's Alina Romanowski. And I'm not sure if that's an interpreter or whatever, but she speaks very good Arabic. I've heard her. Well, it seems she doesn't stutter. I'm sure whatever she reads when she does like the congratulations to the people or whatever, but she speaks Arabic, and I know he speaks English, so I don't know what they need an interpreter for, but whatever. So there's that. All right, and then a bunch of Kurdish news. So here, this guy right here is he's a Talibani. He's actually in charge, not charge, but he's the top Talibani in government, in the Kurd government. But the Talibanis are the second family, right? The first family is the Barzani. Then there's another guy, Kubad Talibani. And I'm not sure what his position is, but he does a lot too. And this guy over here, this is the Iraqi president. So they met. Their meeting was not as announced and celebrated as another one we'll get to. That's my phone again. All right. What time is it? Okay. So here he is, Bafel, I don't know, Talibani, and then the president has his four names. So they met. Baghdad releases 430 billion dinars in funding for the Kurdistan region's salaries. So they put that out. And then Erbil announces that it has received 430 billion dinars. So something was arranged and agreed upon where they released those funds, right? Look at this. It begins experimentally on the 10th of this month, resuming the export of Kurdistan oil via the Turkish Ceyhan, and there's one more name after that, the port of Ceyhan, if that's how you say that. This has been cut off for a year and some months. So on April 10th, they're gonna do a trial run. They're gonna start it up and see if it will run. But also Kirkuk has something to do with this also. See, Kirkuk, Mosul, Ceyhan. But it also goes through Turkey. So now I don't know, and I really don't pay enough attention to. I don't know if this is the one that is the big one or if this is an additional one. But I know this has been shut off and they've lost billions of dollars in oil revenue because it's been shut off. So if they're going to start this up, the negotiations must be coming close to an end, right? So we'll see, but you can read all about it if you go to the blog. I know that interests some people, not me, but I read just enough to know, okay, something's going on. That's good, right? Okay, then we have this guy, Mustafa Sanad. The agreement with Erbil is a token of courtesy to the Sudanese, which is Sudani, before he leaves for Washington. So here he is. He's not in Maliki's group. He's a member of the House of Representatives, which is Parliament. But he's confirming there's an agreement made. There's an agreement of some sort. It's not the HCL, right? Because I was looking for that. They don't mention anything about the HCL being done. But, yeah. So he's saying it's not real. It's just a token that Sudani can take with him when he goes to Washington and say, look, I got the Kurds in Baghdad to agree, right? So we'll see. Because there's quite a few people that are doubting this trip is going to happen. So let's see. Before Sudani visits America, what files did Washington raise from the meetings? We know what it is, right? They want them to stop the pressure of removing our forces. And what was the other one? How they feel, the whole Gaza issue. Okay. America renounces its promises again. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't laugh. Okay. America renounces its promises again. Sudani's visit is threatened with cancellation, and Washington's plan does not reassure doggone it, agreement, I think. But there's another. So they talk about how there was a truce that was broken. I mean, it's not a very positive article, right? So we'll see. There's demands and pressures, and cancel the visit? ? And actually, there is a guy. Let me see. Here he is. Yep, this guy. I don't know how to say that name, right? Okay, canceling the Sudani visit is better than implementing Washington's will. And so he's saying if we can't get what we want, then Sudani shouldn't go. So this is an Iraqi guy saying this, not the American senators. Okay. Fatah comments on Sudani's visit to Washington. It will be accompanied by demands and pressures. So it seems like there's not going to be, we have 8 days, right? 6 or 7, because I don't know how many days it takes to travel here. Is he going to get here a day early to rest up and be, ready? Who knows, right? But it is counting down. And this could very well just all be drama, right? So, but every day there's tons and tons of articles. Is he going to talk about this? He should talk about that. Is he going to go? He's not going to go, right? But it is going to happen. Even if Sudani doesn't go, there's some banking people, some businessmen. I think some of the military people. There's still some people that I believe will come here, even if Sudani doesn't. Okay, so that's that. Here's some other little things. Oh, we're at 19 minutes. Well, a classification that places Iraq, that's my phone, at an advanced stage globally in practicing electronic commerce. So this CEO World Magazine did a 2024 Global Investment Confidence Index, and Iraq is on here. So they did 128 countries. Iraq is 86th. Of course, I think we're number one. If we're not number one, we're in the top 5. Okay, so they're being recognized by this magazine for investment confidence. I mean, they're, down pretty low, but they're on there, right? Okay, so here is a guy. He is just I think he used to be an economist. Did I not put? I thought his name and what he is was supposed to be right here. But anyway, so he goes on, where does the budget surplus go? And he's asking a legitimate question because in their news, they keep saying, a huge deficit, right? But he's like, but wait a minute. You put $70 as the cost of oil per barrel in the budget. It hangs around $80 per barrel on average, which right now it's 91, right? Let's see. What's oil doing today, right now? Yeah. Brent crude anyway is $91.17 right now. So he's like, where's this extra money going? Oh. And then he says, the surplus is supposed to be exploited to strengthen the country's international financial reserve. And see, that's why I think when they tell us their reserves, I think the number's wrong. I don't think they're telling us the truth. But yeah, so here he is. So this is an opinion piece, but he's not just a regular citizen. He used to either be professor or something. But yeah, so they interviewed him. They put his article out for everyone to read. So they can start asking the same questions. Yeah, where is that money going? All right. Here's another. I find this interesting. The Secretary General of the United Nations thanks Iraq for its generous donation to UNRWA. There's a little controversy with this organization right now, but wow, I'm getting a lot of text messages. So yeah, this guy right here is Antonio Guterres. He's the Secretary General of the United Nations. So you can see most of that. They gave a donation, but it's going here. See that? All right, but I still think it's interesting that they gave a donation. Iraq gave a donation to them. So here's another. Is this the same? No, this is different. Iraqi fintechs shine in Forbes top 50 Middle East ranking. So Zain Cash, which I guess also goes by Iraq Wallet, and NeoPay Iraq have clinched spots in Forbes' prestigious top 50 top 50 fintech companies in the Middle East. So they're on the rise. All right. Oh no. Oh man. Some stuff is missing. All right. Well, we're at 24 minutes, so let's see. The other, what is this? Oh, okay. So I wanted to cover a few things. Bless you. That's my roommate sneezing. So there's a audio from Okie Oil Man going around. Yes, that is current. And yes, he must have come out. He must have been getting a lot of questions about the 13303 and the DFI fund. So it is legit. It's him. And people are like, well, why did he go all the way back to World War II? The letter that came out explaining how they closed the DFI fund and put it into a fund called Iraq II. In that letter, it goes all the way back to World War II, which I thought was strange also. But so if you didn't hear it, you're not really missing out on anything other than hearing his voice. But he doesn't really say anything either if it's gonna. I mean, a lot of people are worried, oh, now we're not going to be able to exchange. No, that's not what it means. It doesn't, I don't think it affects us in any way. And then some people are like, oh, Iraq is totally sovereign now. No, they're not. If we're still holding their money, how are they sovereign? So it doesn't mean that either. To me, what it seems like it means is they just don't need that money protected anymore. Because remember, Mohammed Saleh, who is the financial advisor to the prime minister, he was like, we're good. We've paid enough of our debts down where no one should want to sue us now. So they don't need that protection. They're not worried about being sued as long as they continue to pay, make whatever payments have been arranged. So, but it is huge. I do think it's huge news. I do think it is setting them up to move forward. But as long as we're still holding however much money is in that account, Iraq is not totally sovereign. And they still need our signatures if they're going to do any contracts with any other countries. They still need our decision, our signature. It's no coincidence that Halliburton was there, and Halliburton also was one of the original companies dealing with all the oil stuff when it was first set up and all of that. So, all right. And then there's this article going around. Retire on the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong, and it says Forbes. This is not a Forbes article. Maybe there was a Forbes article at one point in time, but this is not a good article. You have to read more than the title. And look, it came out in December. It came out December 15th, 2023. For some reason now, all of a sudden, it's going around in dinar land. But it's a hit piece. Do you know what a hit piece is? Yeah, it's not good. It's some person, I don't even know who they are and why they say they're an investor, and people, they've been getting a lot of questions about the dinar and the dong. Should we invest? And basically, this article is reasons why you shouldn't. Okay, so this is not something I would share with anyone that you're trying to not convince, but not it's not good. And you have to do that. And not just with this, but going forward. Going forward, when you're getting into anything, the big print giveth, the small print taketh away, right? I'm sure you've heard that. There's a reason that statement is out. So start now while you don't have a whole bunch of money, of not just reading the title of something. Read the entire article. Okay? Yeah. All right. So that was that. I wanted to address that. And I just wanted to show this website has way too many ads and weird what is it? Formatting. So it makes it really hard to copy and paste. But look at this. Mount Blanc, Iraq launches the distinctive Extreme 3.0 collection in its new look. Now you would think this is jewelry, right? Look at how nice and fancy. This looks like a museum or something. But apparently, no. I just thought Mount Blanc was a pin. But look at this. They have a attaché case. I don't know what you call it, right? And they're very expensive. So who do they think in Iraq can afford this? And it's Mount Block 142 bag. So they've introduced products in innovative and multifunctional shapes, bags. I think they have like a couple of let me see, where's this? Sophisticated leather pieces available in dark green and forged iron, right? So really classy, high-end stuff, and it's in Baghdad. Who are they marketing this to, right? I wonder. But yeah, so there's one picture. Yeah, see, and there were other pictures, but they're gone, and there's just more ads there. But anyway, Mount Block, Iraq. So I thought that was funny. I wanted to share that. And breaking news, um, this seems to be saying Israel withdraws its forces from southern Gaza for tactical reasons. So I don't know if this is true or not. And if it is, I'm sure it'll be all over the news. But wow, what a development if that is true, right? So there'll still be some remaining there. But it seems they've pulled some back. And secretly, right, how much of a secret could it be? Okay, let me get off of this. If I know about it, right? But Qatar, and Egypt have been like moderating discussion between, I'm not sure who, but they've been working on the ceasefire and, excuse me, I'm flipping pages. Yeah, Egypt and Qatar are talking to Hamas. So, I don't know. Maybe they work something out. If so, that can only be good for the world, right? Okay, so kind of boring. We'll wrap this up. It's 32 minutes. But really good stuff happened over the weekend, right? At least according to the articles. So we'll see what this week brings. Apparently Tuesday's a holiday. 7, 8, 9. Because some of the things that they do, the government does on Tuesday, they did today. So that lets me know they're not going to do it. So I'm guessing that the end of Ramadan must be a special day, and they're taking that off. And then that goes into Eid al-Fitr for 3 days. So yeah, it's wrapping up. I still don't see any major announcement from Sudani. But they did, let me tell you, they did more during this Ramadan than the past, right? Than the past governments have. So yeah, so we'll see what this week brings. And thanks for listening. I hope you had a good weekend. I did. I'm not into college basketball, so I'm clueless. But if you are, I hope your team won. And yeah, so thanks for listening. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. If there's a follow, subscribe, join, whatever button wherever you're listening, click that. So when I update, you'll be notified that I updated. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.